Hey everybody, it's Scott with another one of these great speed dating chats that we're having with all the pre and post conference presenters at HypnoThoughts Live. We're going to be interviewing every single one of our pre and post conference presenters and just getting to know what they're teaching and a little bit about them so that you make an informed decision on which classes are best for you. And right now, I'm really excited to sit down and have a couple words with Freddy J, who I got to meet for the first time a couple years ago. I've known of his work. I've known of his son's work and their work together. And he came to HypnoThoughts Live a few years ago and was a not at all surprising immediate success with our audience. And so we brought him back yet again this year with even more classes, and we're going to talk about it here. So Freddy, how are you?
I'm great, thanks, Scott. Good to see you again, and good to be coming back as well. Yeah,
it's great to have you back.
Times off with the pandemic, but yeah, the world's got back to some kind of normality, so I'm coming back. Yeah, it's been going to be great. Yeah,
and we're not wasting this opportunity. We've got you really stacked in this conference. You're teaching three,
two pre and one post. Yeah,
and you're teaching with Sandra Grace as well, and
Sandra Grace for the post, and with Dr. Marina Costina. Yeah, you'll know about who had that terrible accident. So we're going to be doing something on using what she does is bioenergy and link with the hypnosis I do and that she does, because she's done our training with me as well. And we're going to be running that. That's on the 20th. So that's going to be a great thing. I'm sure Marina's going to talk a bit more about that. And on the 24th, 25th, I'm going to be with Sandra Grace. We've been working together, helping each other with our own stuff, if you like. And so out of that, she found that she was utilizing my stuff and I was utilizing her stuff. So he put it together and we called it the Graceful Arrow. So he's using arrow technique, the Grace protocol. So that's going to be good. But on the 18th and 19th, I'm running a 2-day modern hypnotism workshop, which is just me teaching my stuff that I've been developing and working with over the last 25, 30 years. And so that's going to be great. And it's 2 days full on learning, teaching the techniques I developed and learned. And my goal over those 2 days is to give everybody, whether they're a seasoned hypnotist or whether they're brand new and never hypnotized anyone before, in those 2 days, I'm going to give them the ability to help people out of pain, whether it's physical or emotional. I'm going to show people how to help people out of the smoking habit, which I know is a massive thing. You know, on this planet, we've got 1.3 billion smokers. 8% of them are looking for a way out. So that's 1 billion people looking for our help. So I'm going to show people how to do that. I'm going to show them how to create the body, the health and happiness they want. You know, I know we used to talk about weight loss, but I prefer to call it creating the body we want. And teach people how to overcome fear and anxiety and stress. So all of those things are going to be taught, and using the techniques that I've developed, the arrow technique, the Jacqueline time machine, looking at past trauma rapidly, you know, talking about minutes, not weeks and months. And one I've just created, which is the jumping numbers for rapidly overcoming fear and phobias. So as you know, if you see me present, all of my techniques are very easy. They're not wordy. And so I fully expect that anyone that comes for those 2 days is going to get the knowledge to use those techniques, go out and help people straight away. That's my goal, and it's my expectation as well. And you know, as you know, my son Anthony and I, we run this JHA, the Jacqueline Hypnosis Academy. So he's offered everybody that comes to my 2-day training free membership to the Jacqueline Hypnosis Academy. It's worth like just under $700, which is
just about to bring that up. That's such a great value add. And
within that, they get a 6-month live online diploma course. That's 50 hours of training with me and Anthony within that membership. And if you say they come to those 2 days, they get it for free. If someone's already a member, I know we've got a lot of people in the US that are members, then it's just $99 per day for them to join that class and work with me live. So it's going to be great. You know, I'm really looking forward to it. And then I've got some presentations over the weekend as well.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just about to bring up that that added bonus that you just said. I mean, that's such a great thing for people to take advantage of, especially to your point, people who are already sort of members of your tribe, and to have them get such a great discount on you know, in-person training with you, which, you know, for especially the Americans over here, you know, there aren't very many opportunities for us to do that stateside. So they want to take advantage of that for sure.
Well, the people who are doing it have loved it. And I mean, Anthony's idea, it's not my idea. I'd still be sitting in my lounge talking to myself if it weren't for Anthony. No one would know about me at all. But, his idea, he's worked out brilliantly. And what's come out of it, which is a surprise to me, maybe not to him, is the community, the JHA community. Yeah, and it's great. And within that membership, every year, throughout the summer, we run these live two-day retreats. We do them in the Lake District, a beautiful area of the country. And anyone that's a member can come and have those 2 days for free. So not only are you going to get all of our back catalogue, which is like the 25 years of stuff, what's the 2-day course I ran with Mike Mandel in Toronto, all of that stuff. You can also attend those weekends. So, it is a deal. I know it's a deal. And as I said, I want people to come to this 2 days. I want them to experience these techniques. So yeah, that's the reason, really.
Yeah, it's a perfect example of you just leading with generosity, paying it forward and paying it back at the same time. And that's, and just like you're saying about the JHA community, HypnoThoughts Live as a community, what we're all doing now in terms of building up these communities that aren't secular tribes, but very much, sharing and collaborating. And I think your two co-presentations that you just mentioned, Marina and Sandra, are a perfect embodiment of this. And it's just really cool. I'm excited about it. Just switching gears a little bit for the sake of the speed of this. Do you have any anecdotes, personal experiences, stories of, application of this stuff that you've specialized in over all these years that you think will help people get a sense of your content if they aren't already aware of it?
Well, the arrow technique, which people know me for, even though I've been doing so much over the years, I've seen over 25,000 people for helping them quit smoking, but people know me for the arrow technique, which is pain control. Absolutely. And about 3 years ago, 3 years ago, I got a call from my mum's partner. My mum was 88 at the time. Got a call from her partner saying she was really ill. What happened that she'd given this prescription from a doctor and it'd gone over, and the doctor hadn't told her to quit after a month. She'd taken it for 18 months, and it destroyed her kidneys. She was in agony, and she could only move her left arm. And so I drove, it was a 5-hour drive, and I went to see her. And I always feel funny about working with my family. I don't know about you when it comes to our hypnosis stuff. It's just an odd thing, isn't it? But she was in so much pain. And so I ran the arrow with her, and I ran what I call quantum healing. And she kind of nodded off, and she was in a trance. And then someone came in and made a noise. She came around. Anyway, I spent some time with her, and I had to leave because I had a full day's work the next day. So anyway, the next morning, her partner rang me and said, your mum's out of bed and she's showering on her own. Now, if you'd had to see her the day before, because even the doctors were saying, we don't see much hope here. And she was out of pain. And I just thought at the time when he called me, if someone could have done that for my mum, I'd have been so pleased. And I made a decision then. I'm not saying anyone else should do it, but I made a decision then. I'm never going to charge anyone to help them out of physical pain. It's different with emotional pain stuff. And so I haven't. So for me, the arrow technique, I want everyone to be able to use it, Scott. I want every GP to use it, every person that's caring for anyone that's in pain, because it's such a simple technique, as you know, but it's so powerful. So I'm going to teach that. And off that, I developed a thing called TPM, Total Perception Management, which is how to have complete control of your emotions. So for me, my mum died 3 months later, but she died without any pain for those 3 months. Right. That's what I want everyone to be able to do. And it's doable for everybody. And they can learn that in those 2 days. If you've never hypnotized anyone before, my goal is that they go out there. If they've got someone, a loved one that's in pain, they'll be able to say, let me help. And they'll be able to help them, providing that pain's useless and unnecessary. Let's say, put it that way.
Yeah. And my background, you and I've talked about this before. My background's very much in pain control and in the medical clinical stuff. So, I really appreciate your work, especially Arrow, for its efficiency. And like you said, it's not overly wordy or complex. It's incredibly approachable. And, with my career having so much overlap in terms of that space and pain control, just the rewarding side of that and the feel good.
You know that, Scott. I don't believe there's any more better for us to do as human beings to help another human being out of pain.
Yeah, I agree.
I just don't think there's anything that's more rewarding, and so, I preach about it. I love it. I'm passionate about it. So yeah, that's one of the things the arrows work for, but so many other stories really.
Yeah, the quality of life you can bring a person when you just get them out of pain, just the whole family around
Yeah.
them are all improved so much. It's an amazing.
And when we think we can do that with words, that's the great thing, isn't it?
Right. No
It's
side
about,
effects.
we talk about hypnosis, we love it, but helping someone out of pain is about the closest thing to miraculous that you're ever going to see.
Yes.
And it can be done like in minutes, not weeks and months. That's the joy of it.
Yeah, and it's so well documented. It's so well proven. There's clinical studies showing the efficacy of hypnosis for pain control. And let's keep moving with that though. So I know what it's like to teach pain control. I know what it's like to teach new hypnotists. Obviously, you've taught many. You and your son have taught a ton of people together. What is it that you do in your class that makes sure the class everyone gets it? Regardless of their experience, regardless of what's going on with them. What are you doing, like strategically as the instructor, to make sure you bring everybody to that ability and those resources so that they can?
Well, the first thing I do, Scott, and I don't know why other training schools don't do it. Some may, I don't know. But the first thing I do is I hypnotize the group. Why would we not? To get them into the perfect learning state. Why would you start a class as a hypnotherapist and not hypnotize the whole group first to get them in the perfect state for learning? And at the end of those 2 days, I'm going to hypnotize the group again to give them the confidence to go out and use it, because you know this. You have so many people, and people are listening to this will know it as well. I think I've just got to do one more course. I've got to learn one more thing, but then I'll be confident enough. You're giving the people the skills, so why not give them the confidence to go and use it? So those two things maybe differ in my classes. I fully expect they're going to get those people in the first 15, 30 minutes that we sit down together to take them into hypnosis, use this ability to help them get in the perfect learning state so they can absorb the knowledge and then access that knowledge and then be confident enough to go and use the techniques, which is what we want them to do, isn't it? So maybe that's different. And because the way I teach like I speak to you. You've seen me. There's no different. I don't suddenly get on with a different voice and now we're going to be doing hypnosis. It's the same. And the way I teach is simple. It's common language. It's not any highfalutin stuff. And people can go and they can study online and look at the science and they can study the evidence and all that stuff. That's not what I do in my class. I teach you how to use these techniques and I teach you how to use them easily in a way. And I really want people to be able to use some of these techniques conversationally.
Right.
Once you understand the power of emotion in influence, which is what I'm going to teach. I think one of my presentations over the weekend is the power of love as a vehicle for change. Because if you can create an emotion, then that person's open to that suggestion. So that's partly why we can teach people very quickly how to become competent very quickly. Within those 2 days, I fully expect that those people are going to go off there and go, someone's in pain, they go, look, I can help you. If someone's got fear and anxiety, I can help you. If someone's got an habitual habit like smoking or cannabis or whatever that habitual habit is, they say, I can help. And they know they can do it and feel confident with the tools they're going to learn over those 2 days. I know a lot of people are going to bring their own stuff to it. And that's the joy of it. Like Dr. Marina Costina, she's been doing this stuff for years. She has a completely different way of working to me. But together, those two combination of what she does and I do is more powerful. Same with Sandra. She does some brilliant, beautiful work. And together, putting those two things together, it's going to be immense. And so, I'm passionate about it.
And to me, one of the big challenges in getting people to start actually doing pain control work is confidence. They're comfortable doing a phobia, they're comfortable doing weight loss, but as soon as it becomes pain control, they get nervous as a practitioner. And so the work you're doing, and especially with Marinas Story, I mean, man, when you contacted me about her injury and her accident, I was worried we were going to lose her. And watching her recovery, watching her story, watching her positive attitude, I think that is a perfect example of showing all of us and inspiring us of how real this stuff is. And
it's absolutely amazing. Yeah. I mean, I know she might mind me saying, but I think she died twice on an operating table.
Yeah.
And She's 52 fractures to her body, 52 fractures. You're writing a book at the moment, 52 pieces. That's what she broke into. And most of those injuries were to her face. They had to take part of her skull to rebuild her nose. Now, this is a woman, a beautiful girl, you know, a beautiful inside and out, you know, truly is. She's a beautiful person. But, you know, it matters to us. I mean, you can say it's our face, but it matters, especially to a woman. And so she had this thing down her throat for 7 weeks. Her jaw was wide for 7 weeks, and she was claustrophobic, and she was suicidal. You can imagine, can't you? And I worked with her on the panic that she was feeling about this. And that's why, you know, that's why she says, and I'm sure it's not true because so many people helped her, but she said that I kind of saved her life by helping her out that panic, because there was a time when she just didn't want to be around, and you can imagine that. But she's recovered from that, and she's done it so quickly. She's still going through surgery. I mean, she's going through surgery to the end of May, I believe. But she's going to be there, and to face, you know, presenting. I totally admire her, you know. And we know without Sandra's story, Sandra's gone through lots of things. She's got over. She's again a very strong and incredible woman who does incredible work. And I'm fortunate to be able to collaborate with those two great people. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, and I said it before, I said it again. I'm thrilled that we get you back this year. You know, obviously with COVID, you couldn't make it across the Atlantic for a little while, but having you back, and not just that you're teaching the stuff that you taught, you know, before, but actually these collaborations. I think everybody needs to pay attention to these. So if you've watched this video and you're curious, you want to learn more, go to htlive.net. And in our pre and post conference schedule, there's a write-up on each one of those 3 talks that Freddie's going to be teaching either by himself for the 2 days or with Marina or Sandra in the other classes. Check them out. I obviously highly recommend them. I'm excited about them. And we get nothing but praise and wonderful feedback about your stuff. So thanks for coming back, and thanks to all of you guys for watching.
And check out JacquelineHypnosisAcademy.com to see what you'll get with that year's membership, and I'm sure, you know, they'll see it's of real value.
Yeah, it's a great deal for everybody.
And thanks for letting me come and talk about it, Scott. And I look forward to seeing you again. It'll be great.
See you soon. Bye.
Okay, take care.